Namaste and welcome. My name is Megan of Unity Life Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Muladhara or the Root Chakra. Before we begin, if you'd like to grab a blanket, you certainly can. And if you'd like to grab some blocks, you certainly can. I do have a playlist linked below for this class today. So if you have that playlist open and you'd like to hit play together, we're going to go ahead and do that in 3, 2, 1, play. So chakras are commonly associated with yoga. I had no idea what chakras were when I first started yoga, and I was a little weirded out when people started talking about them. However, after having to learn about them for my certification, I realized that they're essentially a form of ancient psychology. By working through your chakras in an organized manner, you do get to know yourself better. Today's practice is grounding, connective, stable, and supportive, which is exactly how we want to feel in our root chakras. Grounded in our values, connected to our bodies, stable in who we are, and supported by our environment. The root chakra, or Muladhara in Sanskrit, is the first chakra, located at the base of our spine. Yoga poses where the feet and the base of the spine reach towards or connect to the ground help us to feel more balanced in our root chakra. We're going to be practicing a meditation with an affirmation today. I have 3 options for you to choose from, just finding the one that resonates the most with you. I feel safe and secure. I am grateful for the challenges that have helped me grow. Or, I have everything I need. So go ahead and decide which one you would like to use today, and we'll do this meditation. You'll just inhale, and then on your exhale, you will say, whisper, or think whichever affirmation you have chosen. So we'll come into that comfortable position, take a moment to let our breath normalize, and then we'll add that affirmation. Hands can be resting on the lap with the palms up or down, or you can bring the hands to heart center. So choosing one of those affirmations today. On your next inhale, draw your arms overhead, palms come together. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Here we set our intention to move and breathe mindfully, have patience in our practice, and allow ourselves to feel supported and secure as we move throughout the practice. we're going to come into either half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, with the left leg on top, or Sukhasana pose with the left leg in front. That's also known as crisscross applesauce. So whichever one you prefer. And on your next inhale, draw the arms overhead. Shoulder blades are pulled down along the spine, but not to the point where you have discomfort here in the arms. If it really pressing the arms in kind of gives you a pinching feeling, go ahead and open the arms, allowing the shoulders to feel a little bit more comfortable, have some more room. On your next exhale, we'll take the arms wide and bring them all the way down behind our back, our seat. Roll the shoulders back, taking a back bend here. Gaze can be up or forward, depending on what feels better for your neck. Inhaling the arms out to the side, relieving your back bend. Exhale, spinal twist to the right. If you'd like, you can bring the hands down to the floor, maybe press into the thigh to intensify that stretch. Gaze is wherever you find comfort. On an inhale, we'll take that front arm, lift it overhead as you untwist, and then exhale, taking a side bend to the right. Releasing the left hip down towards the mat. Inhaling all the way back up, arms come overhead, and we switch the feet. You might need to use your hands in order to switch the feet, especially if you're in half lotus. If you use your arms, go ahead and bring them back overhead. Again, sitting nice and tall. Feeling the sits bones grounding down into the earth. Opening the arms, we'll go ahead and take that supported back bend once more. Shoulders roll back. Doing whatever is comfortable for your neck here, for your throat. On your next inhale, we'll release that back bend and bring the arms out to the sides. On an exhale, we'll take a spinal twist to the right. Again, whatever feels good for your neck is where your neck should be. And on your next inhale, we'll take that front arm, bring it up, untwist, exhale, taking a side bend over to the left. Still feeling both sits bones rooting down. Inhaling right back up. We're going to go ahead and separate the legs, bringing the soles of the feet together. Sitting nice and tall, holding on to the ankles or the toes. And on an exhale, we'll begin to fold forward. Just taking a gentle stretch here in Baddha Konasana. We don't want to really stretch right now, really drawing the heart towards the toes, because it's still just early in our practice. We're only warming up. You take another breath here. I'm going to turn on my mat so that you can see me a bit more easily. From here, we'll begin sitting back up, drawing the knees together, soles of the feet together, or knee distance apart. And we're going to push forward, lifting our bottom up off of the mat, coming onto the balls of the feet. We're going to come into a balancing butterfly here. So we can come up into this low toe balance. Maybe you want to draw the hands to heart center. Maybe you want to bring the hands to the mat on the outside of the thighs. Or maybe you'd like to come into that full butterfly, opening the thighs. And then when you're ready, you can either keep the fingertips on the floor, or you can bring them to blocks, or you can bring the hands to heart center, looking for that unmoving focal point or drishti. Nice long spine from the base of the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. If your hands aren't on the floor, go ahead and release them down. If your knees are wide, go ahead and draw them back in. And then nice and slow, we'll begin lifting the hips to come into a forward fold. Nice full breaths as you take a relaxing forward fold, allowing the head to nod if that feels good. Head is heavy, maybe you even want to take some ragdoll arms and sway from side to side. Maybe you even want to bend your knees and allow your chest to rest on your thighs. Again, we're only warming up, so we don't want to really straighten the legs and get that big stretch on the hamstrings quite yet. On an inhale, we'll bring the hands to the shins and lift halfway. Nice flat back, parallel to the mat. We're going to take some movement here. We're going to try some cat-cow movement. So on an inhale, tailbone will press up, belly will press down, gaze and chest will come forward. Exhale, the opposite. Tailbone tucks under, back rounds up, head drops down. Inhaling once more into that cow pose. Exhaling into the cat. We'll take this 2 more times with your own breath. Seeing if you can start that movement at the base of your tailbone and then move it through to the crown of the head. Leaving the back rounded on an inhale, we're going to slowly roll up, coming up to Tadasana. Taking a breath here, maybe a nice big sigh, allowing the shoulder blades to trickle down along the spine. Palms are forward, maybe your eyes are closed. If you're not towards the top of the mat, I'll have you take a step forward. On your next inhale, we'll draw the arms overhead for Urdhva Hastasana or upward salute. And then we're going to take a big step back with the left leg. Spin the heel down and come into a warrior one. We're going to aim to square the chest forward, not worrying about the hips. Making sure that your feet are comfortable here. If you need to toe heel your feet a little bit wider, you can do that. Feeling that space between the ears and the shoulders. On your next exhale, we're going to open our chest to the left and bring the arms parallel to the mat, warrior one. Checking in with the front knee, making sure it's bent relatively over the ankle. palms are down, gaze is over that front arm. If you notice the left shoulder lurching forward, go ahead and open it, rolling it back towards the back of your head. On an inhale, we'll straighten the front leg, slide the torso forward, and exhale as you tilt the arms to come into triangle pose. If you'd like, you can take the back foot and on a 45-degree angle if that's more comfortable for you. You can bring that right hand down to a block if that's also better for you, or you can rest it on the foot or the leg, or fingers on the mat. On your next exhale, we'll take that left hand down and bring the right hand to the outside of the right leg. Back foot will come up onto the balls of the feet, the ball of the foot, excuse me. And if you need to, you can make your stance less wide here. Just coming into a high half split. Gaze is down, spine is long. Nice full breaths. Feeling the crown of the head reaching forward. We're going to begin pushing our front knee forward, crawling the hands forward, and you can begin lifting the back leg. If you'd like, you can come into a warrior 3 with your arms off the mat, reaching back, out, or forward, or you can bring the hands down to the mat to come into a standing split. And maybe you want to make this a bit more of a balance if you're in standing split by bringing the right hand to the calf, maybe even the left hand to the calf. Full breaths, whether you're in standing split or warrior 3. And slowly we'll take that lifted leg, big step back, spin the heel down, bending the front knee. On an inhale, we'll cartwheel all the way up. Left arm will come along the back leg, coming into a peaceful warrior. Checking in with that front knee, making sure it's not lurching forward towards the big toe, but pressing back towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Full breaths, whether the gaze is up or down towards the back leg. On an inhale, we'll sweep that back arm up, coming through warrior 1. Big step forward, coming into Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute once more. Checking in with your feet to make sure that they're even on the mat. Big breath here. And then on your next inhale, we'll take a big step forward with our backwards with our right leg. Spin the heel down, coming into your warrior 1. Again, you can railroad the feet, making them farther apart if you'd like, taking up more space on the mat. Chest is aiming to square forward, not worrying about the hips. Tops of the shoulders are comfortably apart. On your next inhale, we'll rotate the torso out to the right and bring the arms parallel to the mat, checking in with that front knee. Again, we're pressing it over towards the pinky toe side of the foot. Chest is over the hips rather than lurching forward. On your next inhale, we'll straighten the front leg, slide forward, and then exhale, tilting into that triangle pose. And again, you have the option here to open that back foot out to a 90-degree angle if that is more comfortable for you. finding comfort and stability here. On an exhale, we'll take the right hand down to the mat and bring the left hand to the outside of the left leg. Coming onto the ball of the back foot, possibly stepping the foot in a little closer to the midline of your body if it feels a little too railroaded here in this pose. Toes are all pointing forward. Back is long from the base of the spine all the way to the crown of the head. Now we're going to slowly begin drawing our balance forward, lifting that back leg. Again, you are welcome to come up into Warrior 3 or take that standing split variation with both hands on the floor, or one hand on the floor or no hands on the floor. If you're in your Warrior 3, we want to make sure that the back knee and toes are pointed downwards. If you're in standing split, you can have the toes pointed or the foot can be flexed. Just want to have an intentional foot. Both poses, the legs should be straight. And then we're going to slowly lower that lifted leg down to the mat. Spin the heel down, bending that front knee. On an inhale, we're going to cartwheel up, taking the right arm all along that back leg, coming into Peaceful Warrior. Again, gaze can be up or down towards the back leg. And we're checking in with that front knee, making sure that it's pressed out towards the pinky toe side of the foot. On your next inhale, we'll sweep the front arm on the back arm up, coming into Warrior 1. Big step forward, coming into Urdhva Hastasana, making sure the feet are even on the mat. Big exhale. On your next exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Just taking a few breaths here. Go ahead and just take a short standing vinyasa, moving with the breath. On an inhale, we'll draw the arms overhead, palms together, slight back bend. Exhale, folding forward, reaching the chest towards the toes. Inhaling, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale, forward fold once more. Inhale, coming all the way up to that slight back bend with the palms together. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Keeping the hands right here, we're going to take a medium-sized step back with the left leg, spin the heel down. Back foot is on about a 45 to 60 degree angle, depending on whatever helps you square your hips forward. So hips are forward. On an exhale, we'll begin to fold forward, leading with the navel, then drawing the chest down. Hands reach down towards the floor. You may want to bring a block underneath your left hand. On an inhale, we'll take the right arm up for a twist, revolve, triangle, and then exhale it right back down. Inhaling to reach it up. Exhale it back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Last time, up and down. I'm going to move that block if you have it there. We're going to bring the hands down to the floor. Big step back with the back foot. Bending the front knee. Right elbow can come to the mat. Inhaling the left arm overhead for extended side angle. Now, if you'd like, you can also bring the hand down to the floor or to a block. Maybe you want to take the lifted arm up for a half bind, wrapping it behind the back. Gaze is wherever the neck is comfortable. On your next inhale, we'll come up into that peaceful warrior once more. Back arm will sweep forward, warrior one. Big step forward, coming into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. When you're ready, we'll take that medium-sized step back with the right foot, spinning the heel down. Again, back foot is only angled so enough to still square the hips forward. So you want the hips forward and even. On an exhale, we'll begin leading with the belly button and then the chest, coming down into a folded pyramid, Releasing the hands to the floor. If you like, you can take that block underneath the right hand. And on an inhale, we'll take the left arm up for a twist. And then exhale it back down. We'll do that 3 more times, finding some meditation within the movement. One last time. We're going to begin bending the front knee, taking a big step back with the back foot, spinning the heel down. Left elbow can come to the knee. Inhaling the right arm up, extended side angle. Or you have all those other options. Maybe you want to reach down towards the floor or the block. Maybe you want to wrap the right arm around the body. Nice full breaths wherever you are. Two more full breaths here. On an inhale, we're going to sweep up into our peaceful warrior. Next inhale, we'll take that back arm forward, warrior one. Big step forward with that back foot coming into Urdhva Hastasana, moving the block if it's in your way. From here, we'll bring the palms together and inhale to take that slight back bend. Exhale, swan diving down, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. This time when we fold forward, we're going to bend the knees enough to bring the palms down to the mat. Begin walking the feet back, and we'll come into a downward facing dog. Pressing the hands into the mat to elevate the shoulders. Not worrying if the heels don't reach the mat. In fact, maybe you even want to bend the knees a little bit if you have too much stretch on your hamstrings. We're going to roll through into a plank. And you are welcome to come down onto the knees. We won't be here for long. Coming down onto the knees for everyone. We're going to begin to lower the chin and the chest towards the mat while pressing the tailbone upwards, coming down into Ashtanga. If you're like me and your block is right underneath your chin, go ahead and move it forward. So we're in Ashtanga, 8-point pose. The chin, the chest, 2 hands, 2 knees, 2 toes. Hips are up. Nice full breaths. And then begin pressing the knees and the feet back to come down all the way to the mat, chin on the mat. Inhale, we're lifting the chest up, gaze us up. Small baby cobra. Just very gentle. On an exhale, we'll lower the chin back down, keeping the hands right where they are. On an inhale, we'll press up into a medium cobra. So now we're just engaging the arm muscles a little bit to press up. Arm muscles and the back muscles. Exhale, right back down, releasing all the muscles, keeping the hands where they are, maybe shimmying the hips from side to side to really release. On your next inhale, we're going to press up into a high cobra. Hips are still on the mat. Shoulders are pulled down along the spine. And exhale right back down. We're going to just take those 3 different heights of cobra with the breath. So chin starting on the floor, we'll inhale up into that low cobra. Exhaling back down. Inhale up into medium cobra. Exhale back down. Inhale up into high cobra. And exhaling back down. And we're going to do that 2 more times with the breath. Low, medium, and high. Always lowering back down between the 2 heights. Or between the heights, I should say. Feel free to bring your breath through your mouth if that's more comfortable for you here. If you're finished, go ahead and release your hands to the side of your body, relaxing on one cheek if that's good for you, rather than relaxing on the chin. And again, we'll just take a moment to fully relax the body, heels falling out to the side with the toes pointing inward. Maybe you want to take a little shimmy of the hips. Slowly we'll begin drawing the hands underneath the chest once more. Elbows drawn in, tuck the back toes underneath. We're going to press up off of the mat, knees stay on the mat, hips will sink back, and we'll come into child's pose. We will be here for a little bit, so if it's more comfortable for you, you can open your knees to the sides and just take a moment to settle down into the mat. If you prefer, you can draw a blanket underneath your chest or your head as a pillow. We'll just take a moment to find some security here, some safety, some support. Maybe you even want to take your head to the side. Taking any adjustments whenever you need to, honoring the sensations in your body. We'll be here for another moment longer. So if you're resting on one cheek and you want to switch cheeks to keep it even, now is a good time to do that. We are going to slowly begin walking our chest underneath, walking our hands underneath our chest, moving the blanket or blocks out of the way. Walking the knees together if they're separated, and we're going to come up onto hands and knees, coming into Tabletop Pose. And I just want you to find some strength and support here. Pressing the hands into the mat with the palms open, fingers are stretched wide. Feeling just a slight engagement of the core. If you'd like, you can begin making movements here. Maybe some cat-cows, or maybe shifting the hips from side to side, abdominal rolls. Doing what feels good for your body here. Honoring the body. From here, we're going to tuck the toes underneath, lift the hips once more, and then walk the feet forward. Coming into a forward fold once more. Rounding the back, we're going to slowly begin coming up into Tadasana. Maybe taking a nice deep sigh once you make it here. Often in yoga we talk about, we use the phrase root to rise. So we're going to go ahead and practice some rooting to rise. We're going to press our balance over to the right foot and begin lifting the left foot in for tree. You can have the ball of the foot on the mat with the heel above the opposite ankle. You can bring it to the calf, or you can hold the ankle, draw it up towards the sacral area. Hands come to heart center. So now we're going to be practicing that root to rise. We're going to really press the foot into the mat, pressing the opposite foot into the leg, and the right hip is going to press in towards the midline of the body. Really feeling that grounding on the inside of the standing leg, reaching down into the mat to begin lifting all the way up through that root chakra, all the way up into the body, all the way through the torso. When you're ready, if you'd like, you can draw your arms overhead. Always feeling the connection with the feet on the mat, the foot on the mat. And slowly release that left foot. And let's just take a moment to ground both feet into the mat. Imagining those roots running deep from our feet all the way into the earth. And then we'll take our tree to the other side. So we'll shift our balance to the left foot and then draw the right foot up into whatever height you would like for your tree pose. Again, we want to feel as though we are pressing the left hip in towards the midline of the body, pressing the right foot into the left leg, and pressing the left foot into the mat to elevate the entire body, growing from that root chakra area all the way up into the crown of the head. Maybe you'd like to bring the arms wide or open them skyward. Always taking a moment to readjust into that rooting feeling. And go ahead and release once more. Coming down, hands reach down, we come into our Tadasana. Slowly we'll begin to bend the knees and sink the hips towards the earth, bending down. And we're going to come onto our bottom. So however you need to get there, you can do that. Sending the feet forward. Taking a moment to get any fluff out of the way. We really want to bring the sits bones as close as we can to the mat. Sitting nice and tall, hands resting on the lap. On an exhale, we'll just begin to fold forward. Belly button will lead, and then the chest. And eventually, we'll drop the gaze towards the floor, towards the legs. Maybe letting the head be heavy. Maybe the back rounds a little bit, and that's okay. Slowly we'll begin to sit back up. We're going to take the left leg out to the side. Right foot will come in to the left thigh. Sitting nice and tall, but once more, making sure that your sits bones are really connected to the earth. I'm going to take the left hand to the left leg. And on an exhale, we'll just begin taking a side bend over the extended leg. On an inhale, sweep the right arm up. Reaching it all the way overhead. Neck is wherever it is comfortable. Nice relaxing stretch, feeling safe here. On an exhale, we'll take that right arm down to the floor and allow the chest to fall forward towards the floor. Maybe your chest is on an angle, or maybe it's a little bit more straight with the body. Arms are wherever it feels comfortable for you. Left toes can be pointed or the foot can be flexed. We just want to have intentional feet. Slowly we'll begin to sit back up. And then we're just going to switch the legs. Left foot will come into the right thigh as the right leg extends. Right hand will rest on the right thigh, and on an exhale, we'll just begin to side bend over the extended leg. On an inhale, sweep the left arm up, taking that nice relaxing stretch here. Again, neck is wherever it's comfortable. On your next exhale, we'll allow the chest to come down to the mat, left arm reaching down to the mat, and then the right. And again, we just want to have an intentional foot in the right foot. Bring the hands underneath the chest. We're going to slowly begin to lift ourselves up. Soles of the feet will come to the mat. Go ahead and make sure you have room for your head on your mat. If you don't, just scoot forward a little bit. And then slowly, we're going to begin bringing the spine down to the mat, allowing the head to rest, bringing the knees into the chest. If you'd like, you can rock a little bit from side to side here. Go ahead and slowly begin to draw the feet down to the mat. Arms will reach out wide, palms upward, arms are relaxed. On an exhale, allow the knees to fall to the left. Maybe you want to bring the gaze to the right. Maybe you want to adjust the feet a little bit, honoring your own body. On your next inhale, we'll come back to the center. And then slowly we'll take the knees to the right, bringing the gaze to the left if it's comfortable. Relaxing every muscle in the body. Allowing gravity to weigh on you. Inhaling the knees back up. We're going to toe heel the feet together, soles of the feet together. Supine bound angle pose. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch here, you can cross one ankle in front of the other, coming into that Sukhasana pose that we had earlier. We're going to take the left arm across the body, across the chest, and right arm will press down on the tricep. Relaxing the muscles in the arm, letting the fingers dangle towards the floor. If you have Sukhasana with the legs, go ahead and switch the feet, bringing the other foot in front. And then we're going to all switch the arms. Again, we're letting that arm that's reaching across the chest relax. Fingertips dangle towards the ground. slowly release, drawing the knees together. And I welcome you to come into any comfortable lying down pose for Shavasana. And we'll just take a moment to relax our bodies, calm our minds, and be with our own breath. However, if your mind tends to wander during Shavasana and you'd like to come back into that affirmation meditation that you chose earlier, or maybe you'd like to come into a different one, I feel safe and secure. I'm grateful for the challenges that have helped me grow. Or I have everything I need. Begin to deepen your breath. And begin to make small movements with your body, wiggling the fingers and toes, or nodding the head from side to side. Slowly make your way into a fetal pose on the right side. We'll take a moment here And when you're ready, make your way up into any comfortable seated position, possibly still with the eyes closed. On your next inhale, we'll draw our arms overhead, palms come together, and then exhale the hands to heart center. Thank you so much for being with me and breathing with me today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Om Shanti. Peace be with you. Thank you.